Today on Drawbli?
We're looking at the art of Mingchen Shen.
Oh, whoa, this is rendered so immaculately.
This is called Cold Calling Cowboy.
John D. in recruiting.
Yeah.
Recruiting for what? More cowboys?
I don't know. This was a recommendation by YouTube commenter Jonathan. Another banger by Jonathan, thank you.
The rendering on this, I'm actually very familiar with this artist myself. The rendering on this is so immaculate.
That's why I wanted to lead with this particular image. It's one of my favorites that I encountered while looking through this artist's work.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very familiar with this artist's work and their ability to, they have some crazy work with these goblins that I love. Check it out at the link below. Really cool colors. I think we're gonna see a lot more of that here.
Yes, this one's called Papers, Please. By now we've probably exhausted the number of titles I have inadvertently memorized.
Papers, Please is the name of a very famous game, so I would assume that this is in reference to that. I'm not sure who this character is because I don't recognize them from the game.
I like this image title.
I love this. This is amazing.
This is super cool. It has a lot of drama and story.
So much, like, oh my gosh, like just the amount of detail, like the rendering on this logo, like, wow, the reflection, incredible.
The broken mirror, yes, and the building, like the ornate gilded ceiling we see behind this character reflected clearly in the mirror. So cool.
Yeah, this is insane, insanely good. Oh my God, okay, so we have, I think that maybe this is like a self-insert, like their own character that they're putting in some other worlds or something like that.
Oh yeah, because I've also seen images of this blue-haired character too. I don't think we're showing any more of her today, but she's got this little cat creature with her.
I love a little cat creature.
I love the vendors here. Look at him actively scooping up the fried rice and adding soy sauce.
He's like a frog, and then over here we have this very strange long-nosed guy.
Yeah.
Pop, pop.
With these gorgeous candied fruits.
Yeah, candied apple maybe.
And then the stacks of potato ribbons in the middle are so cool to see too.
Yeah, and then I love, like, it's fairly subtle because there's a lot going on in this image. Then you start to see the snowflakes, you know, coming down, and then the snow on top of the buildings. Because it feels so warm and inviting with these vendors, but then you start to feel like the cold of the rest of the image.
I like how much is happening in this
A lot of
image.
energy.
It's very action, very energy.
Yeah.
And then
the people up top in the bar.
Yeah.
People, you know, some kind of wolf and frog creature, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And this little mushroom cloud from whatever he's concocting.
Honestly, this looks delicious. I would eat this. As long, you know, it looks like a little bit of a skull in the mushroom cloud.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
I'm not turned off by that.
I just realized that.
I think it's just really, really spicy.
There's some magic in the air here. So
maybe.
Certainly some magic.
Yeah, look at the rendering on this guy's face, like in between the light and shadow. It's such a strong cutoff.
The beads of sweat that you can see on him. His anxiousness to get this right.
Yeah,
so
otherwise,
cool.
I mean, that wolf guy up top, he could be none too pleased.
This is cool.
This little fox is so fat and round.
I know.
And then this he's cool too.
Yeah, his face is so unique.
It's creepy.
We have beautifully painted food.
I need to paint some food.
This beer makes me want a beer. I haven't had a beer in God knows how long.
At least 30 days. Being on Whole 30 will do that
days.
too.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, this is so fun. Like, I feel like this little fox spirit or whatever was just summoned. He's like glowing and floating in the air.
Yeah, part of the magic of whatever that cook was doing before.
Ooh, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
This is his inner child.
This is his inner, yes. He's like, oh, my inner child.
But before I became this ratty-looking, terrifying fox creature.
Smoking opium of some kind. I just liked this image. I thought it was really cool the way the leaf capes are really well like cut out against the background.
Yeah.
And then the guns pointing in slightly different directions with all their runes on them.
Yeah, a ghillie cloak might be what you call that. Yeah, the clothing is super cool here. It feels modern because of these boots and these pants. But then up here, it like becomes a little older, and then like the runes indicate like magic Yeah, it's hard to tell like what year this is. Maybe like the 1980s if there were magical blunderbusses.
Oh, yeah.
Some, or maybe even older. I don't know.
Maybe. This is an interesting one that he said was actually a combination of a marker sketch and Photoshop. So I feel like he did this really cool sketch of this headdress, an image, and then it looks like put in this beautifully rendered face just with Photoshop real quick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love getting to see that mixed medium going from traditional to digital.
Clearly scanned in. We can even see like where he cut it out or ripped it out of like a notebook up top.
Or maybe those are like the rings of a, ringed notebook or something.
That's what I'm imagining, yeah.
This is that same character again, but that's such a cool perspective.
That's what I thought. That's why I included it. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because I feel like it's hard to do. Like the stabbing towards you perspective, you need a good reference.
Very hard to do.
And the way he's painted just the dapples of light on hair on this arm here, that's really, really cool and very well done.
Look at this cool brush he's using. You can see it in the sword, like these, maybe a rake brush of some kind, but then you can see it in the skin and the light as well.
For sure.
And a few other areas.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's such a cool effect.
I think this image is very, very interesting.
Okay, so what is this thing over here?
It's like a stone owl of some kind.
Okay.
I don't know, but right.
It has a hand.
Yeah, like, ooh, what's happening? And this man's face is like rebuilt, patched together with metal here. There's a lot happening. And then this very sexy woman looking like, yes.
Yeah, so, maybe she's a consort of some kind and he's getting information from her.
True.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out, like, what he's doing, like, what he's gesturing.
Why is he gesturing in this way? He's like, no way. No deal. I won't do it.
Maybe. Yeah, that's probably his voice too. It sounded very accurate.
I love the drama of this image.
Yeah, this character clearly beaten to a pulp already.
Yes.
Is trying to defend this person behind him.
Yes, it really tugs on my heartstrings. Like he's so ferocious and so determined to protect the figure behind him. And it's raining, which probably feels very defeating also. So cool.
Yeah, I really like this a lot too. Something I immediately noticed was kind of you get a little bit of lost edges with the silhouette of this character in the grass because it kind of like blends together over here, especially when you start to like slightly zoom out or blur your eyes, as we often say, which helps the character in the background stand out a little more, even though they are kind of faded into the background.
True, good point. This one is from a little tiny series he did having to do with an apparition.
Ooh.
Yes, so this is a ghost girl, clearly, but I love her bright colors.
Yeah.
If there was a ghost haunting my house, I would hope that she would be similarly brightly colored.
I would pass on all the above type ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, the lack of irises and pupils is a little disconcerting.
It's still pretty creepy, yeah. The colors, don't necessarily make it feel less creepy to me.
The big scratches and gouges in the wall are pretty frightening too.
Yeah. I don't think this is a friendly ghost, Abby.
Probably
no
not.
No Casper.
I like this image because we took that course in, rendering and creating characters, and it really included a deep dive into all the elements you have of a time set. So here she's whittling with a blade. She's got gold coins on the table, a big wooden flagon, and a sword. All these details. I mean, each one of those takes its own time and knowledge to create and to place.
But they all serve a purpose in telling us more about this character. So we can clearly see as well the bulbs of garlic and some kind of red nettled something.
Maybe like a pepper. Oh yeah,
maybe. She's drying out so she's clearly, maybe living on her own out in the forest. She's some kind of maybe adventurer, with the bag of gold. The mask is really interesting. I feel like that is maybe something that she stole from someone else, and maybe it's something she wears.
Part of the lore.
Yeah, I don't know.
And there is a lore with this character.
Okay.
I feel like she has a sister with a similar-ish hair color. And then here they are catching and slaying a horrible beast. Like, I really like the story here he's created with like the orange-haired and the red-haired girl.
Yeah, so like they've just captured it, and then she's bringing the axe down right there.
Yeah,
so
she better be quick because it's ripping out of the net.
So action heavy. Also, like the style of these characters and this creature are so fun. Like the creature feels like it's kind of cute in some ways.
Yeah, he's got a lot of rounded edges, honestly, that kind of take away from the terror of him. Yeah, that's a good point. I thought this image was beautiful because we have like a kind of a very moody little apothecary feel.
Yeah.
And then the apothecaress, I'm making up that word, but here she is with her glowing back runes. Like she clearly knows some magic and is infusing all of her work with a little magic.
The perspective is also super interesting because we're at a impossible viewpoint, you know, where we could never actually be. We're like tucked up on top of a shelf or maybe a cabinet way in the back. So that's cool to see. I'm wondering, maybe the door is like in the bottom left corner. Like, how do we get out of this room? Are we trapped in here?
Am I trapped in here? I love the money plant here too on the counter.
Yeah,
that's
we have
really
one of those.
prettily painted. Yeah.
Ooh, the dark figures in the back, everything being so monochrome, and then the
really brightly
saturation
colored. I
effect.
know. I thought that was a really cool design. I wonder if this is for a game or something.
Yeah, maybe. Ooh, it does kind of look like the Diablo witch doctor character to me.
Could be.
The one thing that I'm like, oh, that's like maybe a little weird, is the green spot on the crotch, where I'm like, well, that's kind of a strange focal point.
Oh, yeah. What is that doing there? I wouldn't do that.
What is that doing for the image? I'm not sure.
I love this magical butler. He's pretty grandly dressed for such a butler role. The towel makes me think butler. The big cloak and chains.
He's simply my bathroom attendant.
He's simply my bathroom attendant, yes. I love the detail, though, of his like feathered cape. Look at his expression. He looks a little frantic, or...
He looks a little maybe scared, if anything, but he's wearing a mask, so not much to express there with a mask.
No, not a whole lot to express.
Eyes wide.
Yes.
Shut.
Standing at attention. This is a brief little snapshot from this artist doing Mermaid, I think back in 2018. I just thought it was a cute sketch and I wanted to include it.
I love the tentacles. That is so cool. Like, I've seen so many versions of this type of mermaid, which I think Ursula is probably like the most famous version of an octopus mermaid. So cool and so beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, just with like a simple color palette, so much is done.
And if you would like to be a simple color palette, click that subscribe button down below.
And this is the part where we say
Goomba.
Goomba.